Captain's log, stardate 6147.4. We're orbiting planet Taurus 2 in the Murasaki 312 Nebula. Our orders: investigate the disappearance of a science vessel in this area. Search and rescue operations are about to commence.
People you can interact with have icons above their heads. You can press the interaction key, default F, to talk with them.
Lieutenant, we've located the wreckage of a crashed ship down there. I need to get boots on the ground, find out what's going on. Take a landing party down to the surface, assess the situation, and look for survivors. Not so fast. We can't use the transporters due to atmospheric interference. We'll need to take a shuttlecraft down. Use the sensors to locate a safe landing site. Did you find a suitable landing area? Excellent. I've assigned Ensign Mears to your landing party. She's been to Taurus 2 before. Her insight will be quite valuable. Meet up with her and the others in the shuttle bay. Don't forget to grab a phaser in the armory on your way. From what I've read in Jim Kirk's report, Taurus 2 can get a little rough.
Your current tasks will be displayed here.
Ensign Tarsi, reporting for duty. The captain's asked me to make sure you get back in one piece, and I intend to do just that. Let's see. M-class planet? Barely. The Tarians are big, primitive, and quick to anger. I'd keep my phaser handy if I were you. Speaking of which, if you want to follow me to the armory, we can make sure your phaser is properly calibrated.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective. Interactable items have a glow around them. Walk up and press F to interact with the phaser to pick it up.
Good job, Lieutenant. That should be enough, unless you want more practice.
Ensign Mears, reporting as ordered. I'm ready when you are. Though I can't say I'm happy to see Taurus 2 again. I was one of the so-called Galileo 7, a science team sent to study the Murasaki effect. Our shuttle crashed on Taurus 2. Not all of us made it back to the Enterprise alive. Thank you. You can see why I'm reluctant to return to such a place. Yes, of course you're right, Lieutenant. I am a Starfleet officer, and I will perform my duties. You can count on me.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Ugh. It's just as grim as I remember it here. My skin is crawling. I can't help but feel like the creatures are out there, watching us, waiting to attack. Right. Okay. It appears the ship crashed somewhere north of here. There are 2 paths from here that lead to the crash site, and there may be survivors on both. I recommend you take Alpha Team along the northwestern path, and I'll take Beta to the northeast. We'll rendezvous at the main crash site.
Remember, your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective. To sprint, tap the shift key while moving.
Is that a warp yourself? Whoa. Big. Definitely Federation tech here. What's left of a shuttlecraft's coolant assembly, according to my tricorder. There's your crashed shuttle. What's left of it, anyway. Look, someone's over there. I think they're hurt. There's your crashed shuttle. What's left of it, anyway. Look, someone's over there. I think they're hurt. Lieutenant, you won't be able to get close enough to revive him while that thing's venting plasma. Those valves should shut down the vent spell.
Thank you. We need to move. Those things, they're out there.
Florence! Look out! What do they feed these things? Never mind!
I'm Dr. Phineas Grogan, part of a research team studying the Murasaki effect. Well, I was before the ship crashed. I was looking for supplies when that thing roared. Got distracted and then that plasma coil blew. Damn near killed me. You're telling me we should get those supplies back to camp. Dr. Mueller's probably worried sick about it by now.
Am I glad to see you? We thought we were stranded here with those monsters. Those supplies you brought will come in handy while we wait. Just put them over there for now. You know, I think there's some old phaser rifles in there. Might come in handy against those creatures.
There are rifles in that crate. We should show the survivors how to shoot them. I'll set up some targets while you get ready.
A phaser? I've never shot one of these before.
Wait,
You can
you want
switch
me to
between
shoot
2
this?
equipped weapons by pressing Z.
The targets are ready, Lieutenant. Let the survivors start shooting and give them some pointers.
Your weapon has an alternate fire mode. The effect of this mode varies by weapon. Activate secondary fire by pressing 2 or clicking the icon.
I get it. That gives me a lot more control.
Wow, thanks. That feels a lot better.
They're right behind me!
Heads up! The Taurians are attacking!
We need to get these people to safety, Lieutenant. The Taurians will be back, and in greater numbers. Lieutenant, we've held them off so far because they're scared of our weapons. But I don't think that'll last much longer. We've got to fall back to the wreckage. I might have an idea. Shut the doors! They're right behind us! Okay. Last time I was here, Commander Scott, electrified the hull of our shuttle. That drove the Taurians off when they tried to break in. Think we can pull something like that off here? You did it! Lieutenant, it worked! Bless you, Scotty, wherever you are. I think we owe you a very nice bottle of scotch. The Taurians ambushed us. I managed to escape, but the others, they've been taken. We've got to do something, and fast!
I was thinking, we can use our tricorders to track residual heat signatures left by the Taurians.
Thanks for coming back for us, sir. We owe you one. Pretty sure those things were gonna have us for dinner.
Fascinating. The Taurians appear to be in a late Stone Age state of development.
Now isn't the best time for an anthropology lecture, Skial.
Am I seeing things? Because those guys picking through the wreckage sure look like Klingons. Just what are the Klingons doing on Taurus 2?
Enemies sometimes drop items.
Looks like they're not in the mood for questions, Lieutenant.
Move toward the item and press F to loot it.
Hey, is that a Klingon pad? Bring it to me. I have some experience decrypting Klingon data. My little sister's diary was harder to decrypt. Sure, Klingons are good at fighting, but computers aren't exactly their strong suit. And voila! One Klingon pad unlocked and ready for your inspection.
Captain Core, your plan has worked perfectly, sir. Many ships have fallen into our trap. We've snared a few merchant ships and a Starfleet science vessel so far. You'll be pleased to hear that we're picking up a Federation cruiser on long-range sensors. Constitution class. Time to hunt bigger game. Glory to the Empire!
Looks like the Klingons are using both guile and brute force here, Lieutenant. A pretty potent combination. The captain's definitely gonna want to hear about this. Let's get back to the shuttle before more of them show up.
We're ready to go when you are. Hope this thing's got enough fuel to get us back to the ship. Are you ready to board the shuttle, Lieutenant?
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
We made it. Never thought I'd be so happy to see a shuttle bay. I admit I had my doubts in the beginning. Didn't think I'd hold it together down there. Every time I heard those things roar. But here I am. Thanks for believing in me.
Bridge to Shuttle Bay. Please respond.
We have some uninvited guests, Lieutenant. We've been boarded. The Klingons have breached the hull on the engineering deck and blocked our access. Since I can't send security in, I need you to secure the deck. Start with the engineering lab. We need to bring our plasma relays back online. After that, secure the armory and main engineering.
I'm remembering an old Earth adage about leaping from frying pans into fires. Your orders, Lieutenant?
We'll handle these Klingons. Sounds like you're needed in the engineering lab.
I'll cover you while you clear out the lab, Lieutenant!
They shut down our primary plasma conduits. Get them running, fast! Plasma conduits reinitialized. Auxiliary power restored. Now clear out that armory.
Watch out! More Klingons!
Great work. Secure engineering next if you can.
We've cleared the rest of the deck, Lieutenant.
Nice work. Our security monitors show that you've secured the engineering deck. The Klingons managed to knock out our sensors. We're flying blind up here. See what you can do to bring them online.
Some missions in Star Trek Online will change based on your career track. Engineering, science, or tactical.
Sensors are back online. Let's see who's out there. I need you on the bridge, Lieutenant.
Sir, incoming transmission.
Federation starship, this is Captain Core. Surrender if you must, but I'd rather you fight with honor.
Good work, Lieutenant. The Klingons will think twice before they try to board this ship again. Now take the helm. We need to get to a friendly sector.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Sensors are picking up Klingon power signatures in 2 nearby satellites. I'm thinking they're broadcasting the distress signals that lured in our ships. Bring us in close so we can scan them and find out.
Increase your speed using E. Decrease your ship speed by using Q.
Science report coming in now. The satellites are using a triaxulating signal. It's strong enough to cut through the interference and reach ships outside the nebula. Clever. Almost a shame we have to blow them up, isn't it?
Use your torpedo to attack enemies who are not shielded. Warning. Ship is under attack.
Nice work. 1 down, 1 to go. Looks like this one is shielded, though.
You must be within 10 kilometers of an enemy to attack it. Use your phaser beam to weaken shielded targets. Warning. Ship is under attack. Use your torpedo on an enemy when their shield is down. You must be out of combat to answer the hail. The red alert message at the top of your screen will indicate if you are in combat.
Can you hear us? We're under attack by Klingon raiders. Our shields are buckling. Won't last long.
Activate full impulse by clicking on the arrow. Deactivate full impulse by clicking on it again. Warning. Ship is click on a shield that is low on power to repair it. This will divert power from your other shields.
Thanks for the help. Our engines are offline. Could you transfer some energy and get them started again? Thanks for everything. Good luck with the Klingons.
Lieutenant, I've made some modifications to our torpedo launcher. I think you'll like the results.
Remember that you can activate full impulse by clicking on the arrow. Deactivate full impulse by clicking on it again. Activate high-yield torpedo by clicking on the icon or using Alt+1.
Your head! Decorate my bridge!
More Klingon ships detected on long-range sensors, sir.
Lay in an intercept course, lock weapons, and fire at will.
This is the USS Enterprise. Acknowledge, please.
So, the cub comes to fight beside the wolf, eh? And now you will die with him as well. This isn't over, Kirk. I will avenge myself upon you and your lackey.
Thank you for your assistance. Congratulations,
Looks like we're done here,
Lieutenant.
people. Starfleet Command wants us and Enterprise back for a debriefing on this mess. Helm, set a course for Earth Space Dock, Warp Factor 3.
Captain Garrett wants to see you in his office, Lieutenant. But he says to feel free to mingle with the other officers first. I'd take him up on that if I were you. I mean, how often do you get the chance to meet the crew of the Enterprise? The best of the best.
We were in Starfleet Academy together.
Lieutenant Uhura of the Starship Enterprise.
May the great bird of the galaxy bless your planet.
If you're going into the lion's den, you'll need a medical officer.
That was some fine work back there, friend. It's not every day one walks away from a brawl with the Klingons. You look familiar. If you don't mind me saying so, have we met before? Ah, must be my imagination then. You meet a lot of folks serving in Starfleet, to be sure. By the way, I heard you ran into the local wildlife on Taurus too. Right unfriendly devils, aren't they? I won't be forgetting those gigantic spears anytime soon. Look me up sometime. We'll have a drink and share some caveman tales.
It's been a pleasure working with you. I didn't enjoy going back to Taurus too, but we got the job done thanks to you. Starfleet First Officers must be my good luck charm. Captain Garrett has requested me for a new logistics position here at ESD. Might not be as glamorous as the Final Frontier, but I've accepted. Until next time, good luck out there.
Thanks for coming. I have some good news to share. First off, fleet promoted me to Admiral. I'll be working with Deep Space Command on several exploration initiatives there. Our ship's going to need a new captain. I've talked it over with Command, and they agree with my recommendation. You. Congratulations, my friend. I know the ship will be in good hands once I'm away. Don't think you've gotten rid of me, though. I plan on keeping you plenty busy out there.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. Every generation, Starfleet officers hear the call of duty. Hidden dangers lurk in space, and the threat of Klingon attack has made even the most stout-hearted reconsider their choice to travel throughout the stars. A last-ditch effort to find a common ground could end this conflict, but there are many who oppose peace. If the Federation is to be saved from chaos, new officers will need to take up the task of restoring peace. Live long and prosper, Lieutenant. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
I have some new orders for you. I've outlined important people you should talk to while visiting Earth's space dock. Speak with the tailor to customize your appearance. After that, speak with the ship vendor to claim a shuttlecraft. Stay safe out there.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective. Welcome to Earth Space Dock. Congratulations on your recent promotion to command of a starship. I can help you adjust the details and particulars of your uniform, within regulations, of course. This is a good time to update your uniform with your new rank insignia. Is there anything else you need? Is there anything else you need?
Welcome. Admiral Garrett said you would come by to requisition a new shuttle. While you're here, feel free to look at the other ships we have available for requisition. I'm here to help you choose a vessel. What would you like to know? Which one were you interested in?
I know that being a starship captain is a big responsibility.
Remember, your objective
I believe you're up to the task. I know that being a starship captain is a big responsibility. But I believe you're up to the task. If you feel that your ship is ready for its next mission, I can give you new orders. Stay safe out there.
You have just earned your first skill points. Click here to learn more.
Ever hear of Edrin 4? Jim Kirk got into a tussle with a Gorn there, and barely lived to tell the tale. Both the Gorn and the Federation have teams there now. I'd like you to back our new people up, in case the Gorn decide to engage in a little cowboy diplomacy. Stay safe out there.
Click this button to beam up to the system map. Click on this button to warp out to sector space. Click on the icon beside your mission to order your crew to plot a course to your next mission. You are now in Sector Space. Sector Space is the main overworld map of Star Trek Online. From here, you can travel to different planets and systems. Sector Space is a no-combat zone.
We're reading several Gorn ships on our sensors as well as the USS Zhang Ha. The Zhang Ha is hailing us now.
Welcome to Edrin 4. I'm Bridget McKinnon, CO of the USS Zhang Ha. Glad you could join us. My science teams are on site and conducting initial surveys. Apparently, this place is quite the geological marvel. We're not the only ones present, though. Our friends from the Gorn hegemony aren't terribly chatty, but so far they're keeping the peace. Well, I'm sure my people wouldn't mind an extra hand down there on the geological marvel. Feel free to join the party.
Captain, the Gorn are scanning us. They might not be talkative, but they are curious about us. Orders? I recommend caution when dealing with the Gorn. They can be easily provoked. We have entered the orbit of Edron 4,
Transporter
Captain.
room to bridge. The geological team, supplies, and gear are ready to beam down to Edron 4.
Lowering shields for transport. I'm detecting some unusual energy signatures in orbital space near Edron 4. Recommend we perform a deep scan of each. They could be hazardous. Strange. For a moment there, it's nothing, Captain. Thought I was picking up an impulse drive. False alarm. I'll recalibrate the sensors. Don't want to be jumping at shadows here. Captain, the science and engineering teams indicate that they have made it to the surface and made contact with the science team from the Zhangha. The rest of the landing party is standing by in Transporter Room 1. They're ready to beam down when you are.
Ah, there you are. Better late than never, huh? Ensign Skavron, Starfleet Corps of Engineers. Lovely planet we've got here. Charming, even, if you're fond of heat and rocks. Still, it's not a complete wash. To say this place is mineral-rich would be an understatement. My first assignment out of the Academy was on Vulcan, working at a geothermal power site in Shikar. Great people, the Vulcans. Good at arguments, though all the logic comes off a little dry for my tastes. This is my first deep space assignment, and I'm damn glad for it. Hope we're going to travel to more than desert worlds, though. I hear Ryza's nice this time of year.
You can find mission objectives on your mini-map or by pressing the Scan Area key.
My tricorder's showing some interesting mineral formations beyond this ridge.
This looks like a good place to start our scans.
Nice to see a report was spot on for once. The mineral deposits here are remarkably pure. This carbon deposit is unusually pure. Apparently, the Metrons don't prepare half-rate planets. Whoever gets the mineral rights to this planet will be pleased. Very pleased indeed. My readings indicate there might be dilithium on this planet. I'll need to take more scans to be sure. The variety of minerals in the topsoil alone is astounding. The soil here has a high concentration of sulfur. Either my tricore is broken, or the soil here has an amazingly high concentration of sulfur. What the? Mortar fire? We'd better head back to... Whoa! The mortars have closed off the pass. We can't reach the camp. Who would do this?
Look! Over there!
It's the Gorn!
Captain, this is Lieutenant Newman. One of the Gorn ships just exploded. They're blaming us and attacking our forces, on the surface and in orbit. Captain McKinnon tried to explain, but they aren't responding to any hails. Way ahead of you, Captain. We're defending ourselves, and our shields are up, which means we can't beam you back to the ship. Afraid you're on your own for now.
Over there. There might be a way out of this infernal canyon further down the valley. We need a way out of this canyon, and I'm thinking that big rock up there is it. With a little Federation ingenuity, we can topple this rock with a makeshift bomb. Once it's down, we can walk across it and get back to camp before the Gorn use the Zhang Ha's science team as target practice. Have you read Captain Kirk's report on this place? We have all the materials we need here to make bombs. They won't be pretty like me, but they'll get results. If you can collect the materials, Ensign Hunter and I will work out where to place the explosives. We're going to need at least 3 bamboo containers, sulfur, potassium nitrate, and coal.
Behind us!
Good. Let's take these materials over to the bottom of that huge rock. Right. Ensign Hunter and I will construct the bombs we need to bring down this rock across the canyon. That's the easy part. It's up to you to keep those angry Gorn off us while we work. Hope you're a good shot. Well, at least the Gorn are punctual. Keep them off us! Enemy target. Crush that Koloff good, Hunter. Not like that. Finer. Careful with that. Potassium nitrate can react explosively with these materials. Now mix it with the coal. Carefully. I'd rather not get blown to pieces today, if you don't mind. We're just about done. Done! Now let's get these bombs in place. Well, now that Ensign Hunter and I did the hard work, it's time for you to pull your weight around here. You need to place these charges under the rock. Spread them out, though not too far. I'm sure you can figure out an optimal placement.
The bombs are primed to blow. We should move to a safe distance.
Fire in the hole! Absolutely. We should be able to climb that rock just fine. It's steep, but a minor obstacle for us nature conquerors. Just, watch your step. Ha! Back in the academy, they said that in the battle of man versus nature, man loses. Well, take that, nature.
I hope the scientists are all right. The Gorn aren't known for their mercy. Looks like some Gorn came through here. We better hurry.
Thank you. Things were looking pretty grim there for a moment. The Gorn. They kept saying the deaths of their people would be avenged, but we didn't do anything. I haven't fired a phaser since the academy.
Glad you're in one piece, Captain. It's clear up here for the moment. Transporters are standing by. Glad you're in one piece, Captain. It's clear up here for the moment. Transporters are standing by.
Looks like the Gorn have exercised the better part of valor, Captain. But the Zhangha's in rough shape. Captain McKinnon is hailing us now.
Good to hear from you. Thank you for saving my people. We're making repairs, but it'll be some time before our engines are back online. We're picking up Gorn warp signatures on our long-range sensors here. They're coming back!
You can fire all weapons at once by pressing the space bar.
Thanks for covering us. The Gorn would have made short work of my ship otherwise. I owe you one. Slow but steady. Our warp drive is still disabled, but we're making progress. Thanks. I hate to ask, but something's bothering me. We picked up strange energy readings before the attack. It could be nothing. Sending it now. I'd start with the debris of the Gorn ship that was destroyed. There might be a clue there.
Captain, the crew of the Shanghai were onto something. I ran a deep scan analysis of the Gorn debris, and the results are damn peculiar. Gorn ships aren't as tough as a Tellarite design, but our scaly friends know a thing or two about hull plating. Whoever fired this shot knew exactly where to hit them. Not with the data we have now, but the science team just found another strange energy reading nearby. Picking up debris from the Gorn ship, and some trace elements of weapons-grade plasma. Sir, I know who did this. It's the Romulans. I'll shave my eyebrows if I'm wrong. It's the Romulans, I'm sure of it. There's more bad news. The Gorn are coming back, weapons hot. Orders?
It's the same ship as before. Doesn't look like they're back at full strength, though.
Share this space equally, Federation. Your unprovoked act of aggression against our research vessel tells me otherwise. I see no Romulans, only Federation ships. Do you think me a fool, Captain? Most convenient, Captain, but I am unconvinced. Produce these Romulans that you claim destroyed our ship, or prepare to pay for your crimes.
Captain, I've got an idea. If we can generate a charged particle burst, we might overload their cloak.
You're quite the clever one, Captain. Too clever, I'm afraid. No one can know of our actions here today. Your death, while regrettable, is necessary.
Well fought, Federation. The Hegemony will remember the Romulan treachery today, and your assistance in exposing it. I propose we continue our joint surveys of Edrin IV under a mutual non-aggression pact.
So there was another player on the field. Nice work out there, Captain. We'll be heading for the closest starbase soon, but we'll be back to finish our work here, along with the Gorn, I'll wager. I think the Romulans will take a pass, though.
All decks have reported in. We're ready to disembark on your order.
Most missions can be turned in remotely. Click the icon next to
Good
the
to hear
mission
from you.
to report to the
I've read
contact.
Captain McKinnon's report. Good to hear from you. I've read Captain McKinnon's report. Sounds like things got a little rough on Edrin IV. Still, the Diplomatic Corps thinks your actions will make a difference in future talks with the Gorn. Well done. Stay safe.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Starfleet hasn't heard from Deep Space Station K-13 in a while. It's in a tactically sensitive part of the quadrant, and the brass is getting concerned. Get out there, find out what you can, and render assistance if needed. And hey, be careful, okay? This could go sideways, fast. Stay safe out there.
You are now in sector space. Here ships travel at warp speed between systems. Combat does not take place in sector space.
We've arrived near Deep Space K-13, Captain. This is odd. I'm not picking up any comm traffic. No signals, nothing at all, from K-13 or the other ships in system. Sensors aren't detecting enemy vessels or warp signatures. No signs of combat either. This is peculiar. I'm not sure what to make of it. The other ships are raising shields and charging weapons.
Target's shields have failed.
All ships disabled, Captain. Captain, those were the Starfleet ships assigned to patrol this sector. I don't think that was a war game or training sim. Their weapons were at full power.
Stay away! They're taking control! Don't come near us! They'll take you too! This station came from the station!
Message from Starfleet Command, Captain. We're to investigate the situation immediately. No signs of combat on board the station, Captain. No hostile life form readings either. Everything's quiet. Sensors are picking up a number of life signs over there, but I'm not reading any unusual activity. All of the station systems seem to be functioning normally. Think we should beam over and have a look around? I don't like this. No one's at their duty stations. Not even the transporter operator. Station's not on alert. What's happening? Tricorder's picking up a life sign nearby. Looks like they're in sickbay just across the hall. Those blast points on the wall are from phaser fire. There was a fight here. But with whom? No sign of Klingon or Romulan weapon fire. Just Federation.
The lights have all been dimmed, but it looks like sickbay's still operational. Over to the right.
Captain, I think I saw motion in that room to the left.
Stop where you are and turn about slowly. I need to determine if you are infected. Neuroparasites. A life form last encountered by the crew of the Enterprise at Deneva Colony. Those possessed by the creatures tend to engage in hostilities with the uninfected, the better to render them fit for infestation. Tumet, and while you have not engaged in hostilities thus far, I have seen infected employ false passivity in order to lure unwary prey. A tricorder scan of your adrenaline levels should verify your status. Scans show a slightly elevated level of adrenaline, though nowhere near that of an infected life form. Thank you for your patience. One can never be too cautious where these parasites are concerned. They are a life form that propagates by infiltrating the nervous system of a host creature. Through this neural link, they can compel their host to obey their bidding. They can also inflict extreme pain upon the host at will, and do so to discourage attempts at resistance. While effective, this punishment can lead to permanent neurological damage or death. At this time, most of the station personnel have become infected. While there is a possibility of uninfected survivors, I must warn that it is remote. According to Starfleet data files, the parasites can be safely destroyed by exposure to high-intensity ultraviolet light. My attempts at reconfiguring the station's lighting thus far have been unsuccessful. I am a physician, not a habitat engineer. As a precaution, I have developed a serum that can render a person toxic to the creatures. However, medical supplies here are limited. I have enough serum to inoculate your landing party and one other person.
Now there's a voice I wasn't expecting. I take it you heard my distress call then. Well, in case you haven't noticed, the station's been overrun by neuroparasites. The wee devils are back with a vengeance. I'm afraid not. I'm in the auxiliary control room, down on the engineering deck. The place is filthy with parasites, so you'll understand if I don't go out for a wee jaunt.
I have secured a small amount of security gear. It may give you another edge against the parasites.
Equip your bridge officers by selecting them, then double-click an item in your inventory to have them equip it.
Continue to be resistant to tricorder scans, sir. It may be fascinating. I'm detecting an unusually high level of tachyons nearby. Based on these readings, it is possible that a temporal event has occurred on this station within the last 4.2 hours. The auxiliary control station is down the hall to our right. I'm reading a single human life form within the room. The biosigns match those of Commander Scott in the Starfleet Medical Database.
Hi there. It's good to see a friendly face. There you are. I was beginning to get a bit concerned. Thought you might have been taken by those little beasties. I'll just lock the door so none of them can get in while we discuss our next course of action. Now that you're here, we've some work to do. The way I see it, we need to get to main engineering and turn on the station's ultraviolet lighting. That'll sort the nasty buggers out properly.
While I cannot attest to the ability of UV light to sort Deniven parasites, it will initiate a complete molecular breakdown within all parasites exposed to it.
Aye, she's a Vulcan, all right. I was trying to override the lighting controls from here. It looks like someone sabotaged several duotronic relays. We have to repair them if we're going to have any chance of saving the station. Before we go, grab yourself a kit from the crate there. It might come in handy. We better get a move on. The parasites aren't ones to loiter about.
Equip a kit to gain new ground combat abilities.
Aye, this is one of the broken relays, right here. That one was easy. Just a few more to go. All right, there are several ways through the engineering section here. Keep in mind that the parasites tend to stay in dark corners. If you want to avoid them, do your best to stay in the lit areas. But remember, the parasites like the dark. Wee devils that they are. I'll have this fixed up straight away. That takes care of that. No trouble at all.
Our odds of success are greatest if we remain in well-lit areas.
This one just needs new fuses. There we are. Good as new. Now this may be a bit tricky. Just a wee bit longer. There we are now.
Enemy targets on sensors.
It looks like someone has overridden the command codes. You best get to the command center and see what you can do from there. I'll stay here, barricade the door, and keep trying to get those UV lights going.
Look, who are those soldiers? They're definitely not Starfleet.
Get the lights while the commander's down.
The parasites, they're dying. All of them.
Salvage what you can and send a squad to kill the Federation vermin.
We need to talk. Actually, the name's Daniels. This may be a little difficult to absorb, but recent events may make it more plausible. I'm actually from the future. I can't tell you how far. Just that it's a future worth protecting. That's why I'm here now. The aliens we're fighting are called the Nakul, and they're waging a temporal Cold War with us. They're trying to change the timeline here in order to disrupt the future. Understand that I follow a temporal version of the Prime Directive. There's only so much I can reveal to you. Trust that we're doing the right thing here. Time's a factor. We need to stop the Nakul from obtaining the neural parasites. The Nakul ship that brought these invaders is now fighting the USS Ptolemy. Someone must have sent a distress call. Unfortunately, Ptolemy is no match for the Nakul. Neither is your ship, at least not alone. We should eliminate the parasites on the ships you fought earlier. Those crews will help you once their minds are their own again. It's risky, but it's our best shot here.
We can return to the ship on your orders. The Ptolemy is holding the Nakulov while we rescue the other ships, but they won't last long. K-13 is hailing us, Captain.
I'm transferring command codes to you now. Use them to remotely access the computer on those disabled ships and emit an ultraviolet flash inside.
This is Captain Seralt of the Ptolemy. We have engaged the enemy ship, but we are outmatched. Please restore those ships and join the fight quickly.
That did it, Captain. Looks like everyone's coming around. The parasites are gone.
This is Captain Doherty of the USS Myrmidon. What happened? What's going on? Parasites? What? Okay, sorry. We're right behind you, Captain. Lead the way.
Something's wrong. We're not doing any damage.
They have some kind of temporal shielding.
Temporal shielding? Never heard of it. But maybe a modulated ion burst could disrupt it. Fine work, Captain. You sent those devils back to wherever they came from. Aye, we do have a wee problem, however. The burst I sent, when combined with the power source, created a feedback pulse. The feedback is creating some kind of spatial anomaly, which is beginning to pull the station in. We need to evacuate, immediately. Scott here. The portal's collapsing. We're in for a right bumpy ride. Everyone's aboard. Get us clear before that portal blows. There she goes. I don't think anyone's ever seen a station do that.
Captain, before K-13 was pulled into the vortex, I picked up a few distress signals from inside the station.
Perhaps not. After all, it was a temporal vortex. They may well survive. In another time. Well then, it's been quite a day, hasn't it? Neural parasites, time-traveling raiders. Why, things will seem almost normal once I'm back on the Enterprise. Speaking of, I'm sure the ships here can give me a lift back to her now that they're parasite-free. If Starfleet Command gives you any grief on this, remind them that lives are more valuable than equipment. And you saved a lot of lives today.
I apologize for springing all of this on you at the last minute, and I'll explain more as soon as I can. For now, I can tell you that history is unfolding as it should, and that was not the end of K-13. You're building a fine tradition of making the right decisions in crisis situations. In the meantime, don't talk to anyone about the Nakul or their time travel. We can't risk any further corruption of the timeline.
System scans clear, Captain. Looks like everything's getting back to normal. We can leave the system on your orders.
Let me get this straight. K-13, an entire space station, just disappeared into some type of spatial anomaly? And I thought some of Kirk's after-action reports were a little out there. Starfleet Command won't be pleased with the loss of K-13, or the people that were still on board, but they'll be happy to hear about the lives you did save. Good work out there. Keep it up. Stay
Congratulations,
safe.
Lieutenant.
We have a problem at Babel. Caridian rebels have taken several Federation trade officials hostage, threatening to kill them unless the UFP withdraws from the Corridan sector. We have a problem at Babel. Caridian rebels have taken several Federation trade officials hostage. They're threatening to kill them unless the UFP withdraws from the Corridan sector. I'd like you to work with the negotiation team and try to resolve this peacefully.
Captain, I need to speak with you in my quarters. I think it's time for that explanation I owe you. There's more to this mission than you realize, Captain. Something's not right. I'll explain shortly.
You are now in sector space. Here ships travel at warp speed between systems. Combat does not take place in sector space.
All right. I appreciate your patience. I'm what's known as a temporal agent. It's my job to preserve the timeline. You helped me stop one temporal incursion at K-13. There's been another at Babel, and I could use your help with it. Welcome to the Temporal Ready Room. I use it to monitor the timeline. The Nakul have sent agents to a critical point in time. We believe they disrupted the Babel Conference in 2268 aboard the USS Enterprise. I want to send you back there to stop them. You'll be sent back to a point shortly before the conference begins. I'm sending one of our best temporal agents along. I believe you've met.
Nice to see you again. It's been some time. For me, at least. For you, I see hardly any time has passed at all. It must be strange to see me looking, older.
Once you're on Enterprise, deal with the Nakul and make sure the conference proceeds as planned. You'll have a temporal transponder, which will allow me to communicate with you and bring you back. You'll also have these bioscanners. They're short range, but will detect Nakul agents nicely.
Do the job right, and no one will know we were there.
The situation at Babel shouldn't be happening. Something in the past has changed, and not for the better.
Let's begin by using Enterprise's sensors to look for signs of our time-traveling friends. The computer won't have any details on the Nakul, so you'll need to recalibrate the sensors manually on the bridge. Oh, and one more item to be aware of. Ensign Pavel Chekhov is currently on duty on the bridge, which is why I will be remaining here out of sight. As much as I would like to visit the bridge again, two of me in the same place would raise questions neither of us wants to answer. Let's get to work. I will check with you again after you are done on the bridge. I haven't worn this uniform for some time. It's a little... snug. Nice work. I'm getting some readings from Deck 11, but I can't pinpoint them. Some sort of interference. We'll need to get close and scan by hand. Start with the mess hall. There are a lot of people coming and going there.
Vulcan, I would speak to you.
Does seem unavoidable.
How do you vote on the Corridon mission?
Sensors are showing that one of the delegates is leaving the lounge. Follow him. He might be trying to slip out before you can get a scan.
Is there something I can help you with? Oh, should I be concerned? It was my understanding that the transporter filters out biohazards. Of course. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way.
Looks like they're on the move. Though I'm still getting a lot of false readings on the sensors. Let's keep checking the deck. Like the old Russian saying goes, 2 heads are better than 1. Being here takes me back. It was quite a different head back toward the reception. There he is. Wait, that's Ambassador Gav. One down and likely more to go. There's nothing we can do for Ambassador Gav, unfortunately. If memory serves, Captain Kirk was attacked next, on Deck 5. The captain's wound is serious. He'll bleed out if we don't help him. Stabilize him, quickly! Dr. McCoy will be here shortly to finish the job. Good. It looks like the captain is stabilized. We need to move. I've detected Nakul technology in engineering.
Someone set a bomb in here. I cannot defuse it and keep the mains online at the same time. Wait, Chekhov, is that you? You look older than me, laddie. And you, the last time I saw you was on Dorzana Station. Something was dodgy then, and it's more than a wee bit dodgy now.
It's complicated, Scotty. We've been sent back in time to keep the Enterprise from being destroyed. Aliens are trying to alter the future of the Federation. There's no time to explain. You have to trust us, old friend. We're here to help.
All right, lad. You can start by helping me keep this ship from blowing to pieces, and get rid of that bloody bomb, if you can. Divert power to the number 6 shield. Good work. Now check on that bomb. Auxiliary power to weapons. Good work. Now check on that bomb. Repair teams to Deck 11. Good work. Now check on that bomb. The captain's ordering me to cut the power? I see what he's about. That got him.
We can't disarm this bomb, but we need to get to that Orion ship anyway. We can take it with us.
Why not just beam it into space?
We can't let that ship be captured. It has dangerous technology on it. Scotty, I need you to trust me. That ship needs to be destroyed. You can't tell anyone what happened here. It could damage the timeline irreparably. Besides, I'm captain now, so I technically outrank you.
All right, lad. I'll take you at your word. Once you're ready, I'll send you and that bomb over. Good luck to you. Energizing. Now, what's this?
The Orions will lock down their ship. We need to override their security systems.
Push X to aim your weapon. Aiming your weapon will give you a 33% bonus to damage. Use the B key to toggle between shooter mode and RPG mode. Use C to crouch. Crouching gives a 50% defensive bonus against range attacks, but increases damage from melee attacks.
I'm going to try to attach the bomb to the Orion ship's engine controls. I'll need you to cover me. See if you can hold them at the doorway so they can't shoot me in the back.
That was close. I'm glad I got you out of there in time. You're both valuable agents. Of course, no one will know what you've done today, with the exception of Commander Scott. That being said, this won't be the strangest thing he'll see in his career. Not by a long shot. Indeed. Comes with the job, I'm afraid. In the meantime, I can send you and Captain Chekhov back to your respective timelines when you're ready.
That was quite an adventure. I think you have the makings of a fine temporal agent, my friend. As good as it was to see Enterprise again, I have other duties to attend to. We're preparing for a very serious event, the Battle of Procyon 5. That conflict will determine the... Ah, but you don't need to worry about that now. Enjoy your time on the frontier of yesteryear, a time that will never come again.
A lot could have gone wrong today. We could have lost critical figures in history. Sarek of Vulcan, James Kirk, and the crew of the Enterprise. The list is long. However, the timeline was preserved, thanks to you and Captain Chekhov. The Babel Conference proceeds as planned, and Coridan is admitted to the Federation. Well done. I'll continue to monitor the timeline for incursions. I hope I can count on you again when the time comes for action.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Things are heating up with the Tholians. Monitor stations are detecting large fleet movements toward Federation space, and they're refusing all of our diplomatic hails. We're doing all we can to prevent a war, but it's not looking good. I want you to join a task force I'm assembling. If this goes south, I want my best people on the front line when it does. Stay safe out there.
The Federation shouldn't be having significant issues with the Tholians at this point in time. I've been scanning the timeline and I think I've found the problem. 2 years ago, a Tholian colonial fleet was destroyed. The Tholians blamed the Federation, and increasing hostilities have ultimately led us here. This is something I'll need your help to correct. I've pinpointed the incident in question. Setting temporal transponder back 2 years. We need to correct the timeline during the Defiance encounter with the Tholians. We've arrived in 2268, and not a moment too soon. The Nakul are clearly out for blood. Tholians are quite xenophobic. They may feel the Federation is part of the problem here. We're being hailed by the Defiant. I'll remind you that our orders forbid us from telling them anything specific about the situation. I recommend deflecting their questions until the situation here is resolved.
Good to see you. We're in a real tight spot here. The Tholians were taking a serious beating when we reached the system, and the other ships opened fire on us the minute we dropped out of warp. Mind lending us a hand until we figure out what's going on?
This was a Tholian colony fleet.
See if you can take a little pressure off. We need to firm up our shields.
Alert. Port breach attempt.
The aliens have disabled the Tholian flagship. He's in trouble.
Sir, if the Nakul killed the king, an entire Tholian bloodline would be on fire.
Ship integrity compromised.
Enemy boarding parties are beaming to the Tholian flagship.
Destroy the aliens. Defend the Queen.
Estimated Tholian casualties are in the thousands.
Vengeance. Vengeance for the children.
Don't suppose you have any idea what's going on here? There's nothing on these aliens in our computers or why they'd attack the Tholians, or us for that matter. All right, do what you need to do. We'll talk about all of this when the shooting stops. Deal?
I know it doesn't feel great keeping information from the Defiant's crew, but believe me, it's for the best. I'll monitor the situation here while you assist the Tholians. Do what you can to save them. Good luck. I've found appropriate transport coordinates on the Tholian flagship. Hopefully you can convince them that we're not at fault here. If the Tholians go to war with the Federation now, it would be devastating on a galactic scale.
Once you have equipped your environment suit, turn it on to prepare for hazardous activity.
I'm reading multiple Nakul hostiles, sir. They're all over the ship.
Reading only a few Tholian life signs. I'm detecting numerous Nakul life signs, and more are on the way. Nakul reinforcements are on their way to your position. Stay alert.
self-destruct sequence. We've got to shut that down, and fast. The Nakul have triggered this ship's self-destruct sequence. We've got to shut that down, and fast.
Stop the ship from detonating, but the Nakul. They've killed Tholian colonists and even hatchlings ruthlessly. What they've done here is an atrocity. The last remaining Tholians are close to your position, and more Nakul are on their way. I'd hurry if I were you.
Humanoid command. Why did you kill your kind? This is irrational. Explain. Federation, Nakul. All humanoids are the same. Chaotic, irrational, peaceful, then not. Warring, then you leave. Those you call Nakul killed our people, our children. All are dead. Our sisters must know. Leave now, Federation. Leave us to our final task. You cannot help us. Too late. The hatchling slaughtered. The colonists lost. Nothing can help in the face of this terror. We must send our message. Others will come. Leave now.
We've got enemy ships on an intercept course, including a dreadnought. We won't last long against a force like that.
Continue to fight Nakul. Keep them from us while we contact our sisters. If you speak truly, you will not betray us.
We better get back to the ship before that Nakul dreadnought comes into range.
I've been monitoring the Tholian Queen's progress. She hasn't been able to send the signal to her people. Orders?
Okay, let's have a little chat. What's the situation here? Where did those alien ships come from? I'd like some straight answers for a change. And I don't need to know, right? I read you, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. That big alien ship is still heading our way. Let's focus on that. Here they come. Our engines. It'll take a while for my chief engineer to work a few miracles. That dreadnought is coming in fast. A lot more time. More ships inbound to our location. The alien dreadnought is concentrating fire on the Tholian flagship.
Federation, you have proven you are different, rational. This pleases us. We have sent word to our sisters. The Nakul will pay. The Federation will not. Now, vengeance for the slaughter of a generation. Vengeance for our children.
The Queen's message has been sent through subspace and... Yes! The timeline is correcting itself. Good work. Now, we just need to help with... The Queen is going to full impulse. She's gonna ram the Nakul dreadnought!
Our engines are still down! We can't escape!
Scanning. I can't tell if there are life signs over there or not. Defiant appears to be phasing in and out of local space-time. The interaction of Nakul chronal energies with the Proto-Nebula has made this area of space very unstable and prone to rifts into other dimensions. We might be able to get a lock onto their crew with the computer's assistance and perform an emergency beam-out, but we'll need to act fast.
No. I'm afraid that this is their fate. This is one of the hardest things about being a temporal agent. We can only make the changes we have to make, not the ones we want to make. I'm afraid there's not. History states that the Defiant went missing, only to be found here weeks later by the Enterprise. Though they're lost, we now know that they played an important role in keeping the Federation safe, in protecting the timeline. For what it's worth, I will be sure their heroism is included in my report. The Tholians will remember this as well. This encounter may lead them to be more inward-focused, avoiding conflicts with the Federation, for the time being. At the very least, they will know that it wasn't the Federation that was responsible for the destruction of their colony convoy.
All decks have reported in, Captain. We're ready to return to our own time on your order.
Captain Archer had similar concerns when I worked with him. We often disagreed, but in the end, we were able to work past our differences and do the right thing. I hope you and I can do the same. Leaving Defiant to her fate was a hard choice, but it saved untold billions of lives. That has to count for something.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
We have a situation in the Caleb system. The Klingons are massing a battle fleet in that sector. We have a situation in the Caleb system. The Klingons are massing a battle fleet in that sector. It's pointed at Federation space. I'm leading a force to respond to this aggression, and I want you to be a part of it. If they cross the line, we need to be ready for anything. Stay safe out there.
This is a pivotal moment in Federation history. The Nakul may attempt to disrupt it somehow, change the course of time. We'll need to look for signs of temporal flux. If they show up, we'll need to deal with them, no matter what.
All hands, this is Admiral Garrett, on board the USS Yorktown. I'm the commanding officer of this task force. Our long-range sensor platforms have detected a Klingon battle fleet massing near this system. At the moment, they're attacking our subspace relay network in order to disrupt communications and long-range surveillance in this sector. We have the Klingons outnumbered at this time. Should they abandon reason and follow a standard attack doctrine, fire to disable their ships if possible, a strong show of force should send them back to their side of the line. All ships, go to yellow alert. Garrett out.
The Admiral is hailing the Klingons on all frequencies. No response. The Klingons are making an attack run on the subspace relays.
Under attack.
The Admiral has signaled weapons free.
Klingon formation is breaking. All ships, give chase.
Reminds me of a cloak.
Ships decloaking. All ships, this is Garrett. Execute battle plan Sigma 4. Repeat, execute Concentrate fire on the cruisers. We need to protect them.
mighty Federation has been brought to heel at last by the Klingon Empire. Those who remain shall know mercy in return for your unconditional surrender. We Klingons can be gracious in victory, though should you wish to die in battle with honor, I will gladly oblige you.
I'm picking up a temporal anomaly among the Klingon ships. It's consistent with readings we've seen in previous Nakul incursions. They're trying to interfere with the timeline again. Leave that to me. I'll modify the transporter and beam you over, past their shields. Once on board, free the ship and neutralize the anomaly if you can. Hurry. We're literally running out of time.
Daniels beamed us into a barracks. I'm not picking up any security alerts. Looks like we got the drop on the Klingons. I brought several photon charges along. If placed tactically, we can use them to disrupt this ship's power grid and take down the tractor beam.
That door to the left leads to an engineering section. Good place to set a charge.
This is the captain. There are intruders in the engineering section. Eliminate them immediately.
So much for the element of surprise. Damn! The door's locked and we don't have their door codes. I think I can bypass it, but it'll take a little time. Science lab over here. Probably the only one on a ship of this size. Another good spot for a bomb. Those charges will do some damage. Now we just have to find the tractor beam controls.
You need to finish them now. All of them. You don't understand how dangerous they are.
I don't need to do anything. Do not forget who is captain here and who is merely a visitor.
I've given you the means to victory. I suggest you use them. Now.
Noted. Though it seems we have other concerns now.
I warned you, Core. Deal with this. Don't fail me.
Well, well. I was hoping for Kirk, but I got you. Pity. So you're the Federation globflies who found their way onto my ship. A bold maneuver, to be sure. Bold or not, you remain insects. A minor nuisance to be exterminated, swiftly and without mercy. And in that way, we are alike, for we both are here to help ourselves. Today, I will take what I want in the Empire's name and use it to utterly defeat the Federation. And the Nakul? Should the time for war come, we will meet them in glorious battle. But for now, our goals align. A valiant effort, little fly. But it is over! Glorious! Long shall I remember this day.
The charges are ready to blow. We should get back to the ship and take out the tractor beam. Are you ready?
Under best possible power.
Well done. Thanks for the help.
Nice work. I owe you one.
We're heading 265 Mark 10 at best speed.
Run while you can, Starfleet. Won't get far.
Won't be forgotten. Done us all proud. Give them hell, my friend.
At least one Starfleet officer has the courage to die well. Come for me.
You're dead. Your ship was destroyed in combat while protecting the retreat of Admiral Garrett's forces. Your sacrifice allowed Garrett to warn Starfleet about Klingon cloaking tech. But your ship was lost with all hands. At least, that's what's in the history books. I've brought you and the crew members I could save to the early 25th century. You're being recruited as a temporal agent. Since you're dead, we're giving you a new identity. We have a speed training and reacclimation process that will help you to fit in. I know this is a bit unusual, but you'll get used to it.
Welcome, nerds. Space Dock. Busy day on the holodeck, sir? I love dressing up for those historical holo novels, too. My Harry Mudd costume took first prize last year. That being said, you're scheduled for a meeting with the top brass, so you might want to update your uniform beforehand. The Admiral can be a stickler for that sort of detail, after all.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
You're scheduled for a meeting with the top brass, so you might want to update your uniform beforehand. The Admiral can be a stickler for that sort of detail, after all.
Welcome to the 25th century. We've been expecting you. Your new cover identity is in place, and Admiral Quinn's expecting you in the office behind me. Report to him for your orders. Remember, do not tell anyone about your status as a temporal agent. Your goal is to observe and correct, not to interfere. I've recommended you for a command position on board a ship of the line. There are several fine ships available for an officer of your caliber. Head to the shipyard to select your new ship, then return to me for your assignment.